ask you some more questions about the cooperative. Can you explain the topic what you are following now?
Okay, so I was in charge of following the topic of pollinators, specifically because I am from a small island developing state, Jamaica, that has a very profitable honey and beekeeping industry, and I found it very important that we kind of protect our market from an international level. The particular sections I had a problem with were paragraphs M and Q in the original document. Paragraph M said that they wanted to do kind of like research and stuff where necessary, and I had a problem with the where necessary component because it didn't have a strong enough language, and so I kind of think that the international scene needed a stronger language as a part of their policy document for research, especially when you're looking at issues like synthetic biology and neonicotinoids and pesticides. To just say where necessary, it was just not strong enough. Paragraph Q as well, where they wanted to use the standards of the WTO and versus international standards like what the UN uses and other bodies, such bodies. I made note of the fact that I preferred using international regulations and standards versus the WTO, which is mostly geared towards business interests. Solely because, for example, the pesticide companies are business interests, and I don't think that if we use their standards, beekeepers like myself will be protected. Citing the case of Canada and their particular honey industry, they're actually suffering from colony collapse disorder, such Europe as well, the United States. Even though internationally the amount of colonies there are grew by some 51%, but in those particular areas, in those particular countries and trading blocks, the pollinator, both wild and managed, are actually in decline.
That's so much interesting. Did you make an intervention for it?
Yes, I did make an intervention for both. What came out, I think the intervention was about 95% effective, based on what I'm seeing in the L document that's going through. They still have where necessary in there, but it's followed by living organisms. So and they kind of beefed up the language a little bit. So it is suggestive in a way still, but the language is beefed up in a way where if I as a scientist, because my background is also in the science field, will feel encouraged to, for example, source finance to support my research in how living modified organisms affect, for example, the beekeeping industry or wild pollinators, which are something completely different because wild pollinators are not managed. They also included international standards and obligations as a part of paragraph M. They kind of fused the paragraph Q into M and then put a new paragraph Q to support farmers in a pesticide context.
And what is the last outcomes afterwards? You really made a really great job. What's interesting for us, what kind of outcomes it has now? Like, in which phase are you now, like, current moment?
In the current moment, I'm just tracking the particular document to see if they will actually adopt it at the final plenary. Because it's not an L document, there's a high chance that it will be adopted in its current form, which I'm quite fine if they adopt it that way, which will give the onus of governments to actually enact, as well as civil society.
So thank you. You really did a great job, and thank you for your interview.
Thank you very much.
We are so happy to meet you.
You're welcome.